Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Hi, I'm Jack Berry, and I'm at the West Michigan Golf Show with Kevin McKinley from the beautiful Treetops Resort up in Gaylord. Now, Kevin McKinley, the golf professional at Treetops, is the Michigan section chairman. Is that the proper title for the Patriot today, right? How did that come about?
Well, it's a newly formed committee. I was fortunate enough to get elected by my fellow PGA members to the Michigan section board as an at-large member. And John Linton, a few years ago, President Dave Kendall, who's now a past president, formulated the committee system within our ranks in the Michigan section and formed committees for different things that he felt were very important. There's a junior golf chairman, there's a tournament chairman, there's a growth of the game chairman, and several other committees that have been formed, education. And this year, we felt with Patriot Golf Day that was an important enough event. Really originated in Michigan, actually. The Michigan section as a whole, we looked at our numbers as far as participation, and being the actual section where Patriot Golf Day truly originated with the Buckland family here in Grand Rapids, with Dan Rooney on an airplane, and we figured, you know what, we rank out of 41 sections about 24th in participation, and in my eyes, not good enough. In President John Lindert's eyes, not good enough. So he said, Kevin, you take the reins for Patriot Golf Day, and he didn't really give me too many marching orders, just kind of said, you know what, I want you to report back to me and give me an idea on what your goals for Patriot Golf Day would be and what you think you want to do from an event standpoint. And so I came up with a goal that instead of 24th in year one, I want to be ranked in the top 10. So I want the Michigan section to be in participation. That's the number of, or the percentage of clubs that actually participate in Patriot Golf Day. I want to be in the top 10 after year one. I want to be in the top 5 after year 2. And so we've put together several events throughout the year where we're going to be speaking, and lo and behold, here we are in Grand Rapids, and this is one of them. And I'll be on stage with Major Ed Polito, who is a true American hero that lost his leg in battle in Iraq, and we're going to be discussing Patriot Golf Day on stage here at the Grand Rapids Golf Show.
The reason that I actually joined the foundation was that Major Rooney awarded my 2 little girls, Caitlin and Kinsley, 5 and 10, the second and third folds of honor scholarships. And it was interesting because when I met with Major Rooney that morning for breakfast, one of the things that he asked me is, well, what do we got to do to take care of the wounded? And I started to give him some statistics. And what he didn't know was that 85% of our wounded that are critically wounded like I am do not receive any educational benefit for their families. The other thing is, I don't know if you all know about the VA compensation levels, but the money that is given to us, and this isn't anything negative towards government, is really about $28,000 per year is the average. So if you're disabled and you're missing a limb, I can certainly work. You're probably wondering, well, you do okay. I do okay because I was educated. I was well educated before this injury. What we find is the average age of the wounded and the fallen is about 26 years of age, and they're leaving young children behind. And so for us at the foundation, we felt like, why not start an educational fund for them immediately?
And in addition to that, we are going to be talking about giving lessons to disabled golfers as well. So we're going to kind of tie that in a little bit. A little warm-up swings here. And then once he feels comfortable, he'll go ahead and go into his full swing. One more. Okay, and you can see that he obviously has trouble getting over to his left side there. And one of the big things that happens when you have trouble getting to your left side, I don't need this, I got one on. When you have trouble getting to your left side, for the average golfer, it means that you're going to have a lot of trouble getting your club to the ground, okay? because what happens when you don't get to your left side is you're hitting up on everything. Everything is upwards. This happens a lot with beginning golfers where they feel like they want to get that ball up into the air and they feel like they have to help that ball up into the air, and instead of hitting down on it, which is what us instructors say, we want you to hit down on the golf ball to get the ball up in the air, they make a compensation and they hit up on the ball. In March, we have the Michigan Section PGA meeting. Ryan Munson from the Folds of Honor Foundation, and Zanetta Adams, who is actually from the Muskegon area, who is a scholarship recipient for Patriot Golf Day, is going to come speak to our members at the PGA meeting in March. So kind of throughout the year, I just kind of have earmarked certain dates, and whether it might be an e-blast, it might be a presentation that we're going to give, it might be an event. Throughout the year, we're going to have 1 month where we're just going to bombard our section members and say, listen, this is so important for you as a member club of the Michigan PGA to be involved with Patriot Golf Day. And so throughout the year, we're going to keep reminding them of that.
How does the average golfer, the guy walking into the shop, how does he pay for it? And is it Labor Day weekend, or what's the date of it?
A little bit of a misnomer. And Patriot Golf Day, yes, is September 2nd through September 5th, and that is Labor Day weekend. And that's kind of this big, thing as to the Folds of Honor says, on this weekend, golf professionals all over America, please try to collect $1 extra from every single golfer that plays. So a lot of golf courses will have a container that's sitting on their counter where maybe their spare change goes in that container, or they just simply ask at the counter, today your greens fee, sir, is $25. Would you consider putting $1 extra at least in that container there? Other places run events. I run a huge event on Patriot Golf Day weekend, over Labor Day weekend. I run a few others that are early in the year where I get speakers to come in, and it just kind of pulls at your heartstrings. So you're not only playing great golf, but you're also getting, you're going to leave there changed. And I leave every year. I've had great speakers every year, and every single year it just, it brings a tear to my eye, and it tugs at me. And anybody that comes and plays in our events, that's going to happen to you. I guarantee that you're going to leave changed on that particular weekend. But the misnomer is that golf courses can do Patriot Golf Day whenever they want. If they want to run an event in July, if they want to look at their tee sheet and they have a certain weekend they know a month out that isn't filling up, and they want to select a date, they can do it whenever. And that's a big thing that I think a lot of people think, well, I already have this going on Labor Day weekend, or I don't want to waste my Labor Day weekend with a special event because I'm going to have all these golfers coming anyway. You, as a PGA golf professional, can support Patriot Golf Day whenever and however you want, and that's really the message that I want to convey.
That's terrific, Kevin. I can see why they made you the chairman.
The cause is so great, and I don't do it justice necessarily when I'm personally explaining. I think I'm pretty passionate about it, and I do a pretty good job. But to listen to Dan Rooney speak, or to listen to Major Ed Polito speak, or Ryan Munson, those that actually work for Folds of Honor, and those that have seen these stories, the Zanetta Adams story is she has 5 children, and she was wounded. She's still alive. Thank the Lord she's still alive, but she was wounded, and it affected her ability to work. And she just simply doesn't have the wherewithal to be able to fund college educations for her kids. And the Folds of Honor, and really anybody who has participated in any Patriot Golf Day event anywhere, has allowed Zanetta's kids to go to college, and it's just such a gift. And these people that receive these scholarships are so thankful for it, and they're so genuine, and it's great.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for all of you being here, because I think that's what this is all about, is keeping the memory alive of some pretty bad things. A big thank you to all of the veterans, both active military and those in the past, because I think you're all about the ones that assure our freedoms and our liberties that we just take for granted and we live by every day. So a special big thank you to all of the military. Dawn and I have great difficulty doing this, and we have greater difficulty thinking about our son. But we're left with a great deal of memories, and we carry those with us all the time. I can say that Brock believed in what he was doing, and to me that's what's most important. If our children believe that they want to go in the military for whatever the reason, whatever the purpose, we've got to support them, and that's what we've done. We have another son in the military currently. He's in Germany. He's done one tour in Afghanistan, and he's either going to go to Afghanistan or back to Iraq, probably in the November time frame. And that's his desire. That's his wish. That's what he wants to do. So we don't feel bad about that. Obviously, we don't want anything bad to happen to him, but we've got to support his wishes. Our son died in 2006, May 31st. On May 30th, about 24 hours beforehand, he sent an email to his mother and I. He defined his goals. He's a corporal. He defined his goals as to enter the officer training program and obtain a degree in computer technology and complete a career in the Army. That was 24 hours before his death. Words really don't mean much. I know our other friends that talked earlier understand what I'm saying. But if you've lost a son or daughter, I don't care under any conditions, it's out of order. And that's the only way I know how to say it. You know, if I die tomorrow, maybe it's not a good thing, but it's not a tragedy. But when your son or daughter dies before you, there's nothing acceptable about it. There's nothing right about it. It's just simply, it's out of order. It's not right. At Brock's funeral, some of my final words were, I hope that his death would be an inspiration to others, regardless of their age or regardless of their occupation. Dan Rooney, who's now Major Dan Rooney, picked it up from there. And I tell you, I have to salute Dan Rooney, the man, because what he's created with the Folds of Honor Foundation is, I just think, something, the most honorable thing you could possibly do is create a foundation that supports the children of those that lose their lives or those that are disabled and cannot in the future provide for the well-being of the education of their children. And what Dan's done with the Folds of Honor Foundation is try to assure that those children have an opportunity for an education just as if their parents had lived on. So I think it's one of the most honorable things you could possibly be associated with. What comes to mind is, you know, whatever your role in the military, you're not in the military for yourself. You're in the military for your family and for your children's future. And if you believe that, then you have to believe in the military, and that's why I believe in my son that's still in the military. It's just the right thing to do. I know our son Brock would be tremendously proud of the PGA and the recognition and support that they're giving the military and its fallen heroes' children. I thank you for allowing me to be here, because Treetops now gives me a chance to provide my wife and I the opportunity to pay respects again to our son, the PGA, Dan Rooney, and all of the members of the United States Armed Forces, past, present, and future. So thank you again for giving Dawn and I this opportunity. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. It's been Kevin McKinley, the golf professional from Treetops. and a man of action and in action. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Good job. Yeah.